So on page 97 there's an additional exercise there. It's not very well stated, but what it means, I think, is that it just wants you to take this program, stick a for loop in there and go from 1 to 100 and just print out whether those numbers are odd or even. I'll leave you to do that because it's a pretty straightforward exercise, just to put a for loop round here for I equals 0, or so I equals 1, I is less than 100, less than or equal to 100, I plus plus, and just put your brackets round. That should do it. Now, one of the things with the printf statement is that we can do this, formatting. In other words, if you look at the example on the right hand side here, up until now we've just printed on the far left hand side of the screen. But if we wanted to print things in a matrix kind of form, we've got ways in which we can do this, and there's a nice piece of code put in here. So we're going to cut and paste this code in the usual way. I'm going to take it across. I'll show you all the way through again. So we've got new text document. I'm going to call it format. Where's it gone? Give me back my file, please. File, save as, format, C, all files, and I'm going to save that. So this format.c, I'm going to paste in the code and hand over to Mike to do the formatting for us.
Okay, you should say we're going to have to include the library and the main loop.
Now later on we'll be using lots of other libraries, so you'll get very used to the include statement at the top there.
A little loop that iterates to 20.
Yep, so we go from 1 up to 20, and the variable we're cycling through is I.
Okay, and then we have a...
So talk me through that code, Mike.
Okay, let's stick the bracket. So the only really interesting bits here is this %d is now %4d, and what that for is doing is giving character spaces, forcing it to consume a set amount of space on the console regardless of the size of the number. So for example, if the number it's printing is 1, it will print 4 blank spaces and 1 in the fourth blank space. If the number is 1001, then it will print 1001 exactly how it is, because it's 4 digits long.
Spaces, yeah.
If it was to print 10,001, it would still print 10,001. But if it's anything less than 4 digits in this case, I could change that to 3, 2, whatever I want.
Yeah,
it will pad it with blank spaces. Yeah?
Okay, well, let's see that then.
Pad it with blank spaces.
Let's run that up.
Okay,
I
so
think I understand
call this format.
Format, yeah.
C. Okay, and then we'll run that format. So
that's very neat, isn't it?
we have padding here, so
Yep.
we can count 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep, gotcha.
Yeah, and then down here we still have 4, but it's consumed 2 of the spaces with the digit.
Okay, so now indulge me and turn that into 8.
Into 8. Okay,
Yep.
let's change this to 8. Okay, and as you can see, after this other thing here is we do a remainder count of 5. So what we're doing is computing so that if it's exactly divisible by 5,
Yeah.
then we'll print a new line. So we only get 5 digits on each line. Yeah,
Lovely. Yep.
So I can change that as well if we wanted. If we change this to 10, for example, we're only going to get 2 lines each. Let's do that. Quick look and give you an idea of what that would look like. As you can see now, they're much further spaced apart.
Yeah.
And now we've only got 2 lines. Each line has got 10 digits, 10 numbers.
So put that back to 4, and let's go for a 4 by 4 matrix.
Okay, we'll put that back by 4, and we'll put that, and I'll show you one other interesting thing. Is what we can do here is we can do %0 4D. What do you think that's going to do? That. What it's done is it's rather than padding it with blank spaces, it's padded it with zeros. So we can see 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 3. Yeah? So adding that 0 there means I want to pad by 4 spaces, and I want to use this here to
That's
pad
the
with.
padding, yeah.
Yeah.
So you could use underscores
Let's
or...
try out underscore and see what that does for us. Yeah, that hasn't worked, has it?
Doesn't
Because
work,
that
does it?
underscore
is
is,
control.
yeah, it'll only actually work. I don't think it'll work with anything other than the 0, to be honest. We'd have to look at the, yeah, see that's actually turned
Okay,
in.
well it's gone too far anyway, so we'll leave that. But so we can make a grid and we can allocate as much space as we want for that number, and we can have it printing off in rows and columns, nice and neat. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Formatted output, exactly what we want to do. Okay, not much more to say about that code really. I'll let you inspect that on your own.